don't know, have you noticed that they've got like they keep us in positive and negative, like a wave in terms of like the news they're bombarding us with, like a roller coaster.
Carrot on a stick, mate.
Yeah, like a roller coaster that's sort of up and down, but it's just generally trying to get us down to a point. But yeah, the carrot and the stick, that's
it's carrot on a stick. They fill you full of fear, and then they reward you for your obedience.
Yeah, and
that's why they always let you out and lock you back in. They've done it twice now. They created these rules. They said they were never going to do anything they've done to us. They let us out, and then when they lock us down the next time, it's worse. And then they create more rules, and then they let us out again, and they say, well, they'll never lock us down again, and then they lock us down again, and then before they let us out, it's even worse.
Yeah.
And it's just this decline, and it's never going back to the way it is. And anyone who believes it's going back to the way it is a deluded fool, and in an unbelievable state of denial, and stuck in this bubble of self-security that they don't want to accept that this is reality. I've got news for you, mate. You're not getting your life back. Things are never going back to the way they were. You are never going to see our life pre this godforsaken pandemic. You're never going to see your life go back to normal. That's not because they can't. It's because it was always part of the plan. The plan was to take away your freedoms, and they've done it. Now, watch out for climate change, because that's going to take away your property.
Yeah, well, the same people that cause the problems allegedly of the climate change are the ones that have the solution, and they want to get rid of carbon, but there's no steel or aluminium manufacturing without some greenhouse gases. So what's going to happen then? We outsource it to another country that's not going to have same procedures, or we're just going to give up steel and aluminium.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, what are we willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to live your life without your smartphone, without like your house, without screws and nuts and bolts and like tools that we need? Or are we going to go back to living in the bush if you have your way? Because like zero emissions either means another country is polluting and we're buying off them, or we're going to downgrade our technology because we haven't actually gone past that. But that's a whole other thing. And the Great Reset.
Mate, Nikola Tesla had this technology back in the 1900s where you could wirelessly transfer electricity through the air using the same technology they used in the pyramids of Giza. Right? They used the same technology back then. This has never been about zero emissions, because they've had technology that creates zero emissions. They've had engines that run on water, that successfully run on water. And everyone who's ever been on the news talking about them ends up with one news report and then disappears off the face of the earth because there's too much money in petroleum, right? The problem is that the people that run this world have too much. They control all the money and they control all the information. And anything that gets in the way of them controlling the narrative gets wiped out. Imagine we had vehicles that run on water. Will we need anyone to be pumping fuel at these petrol stations so we can fill up our cars? Imagine they created self-sufficient energy cells that extract wind energy and sunlight. And it's like this unit you basically put in your house, and it literally has a turbine on it. It's got solar panels on it. It's got all of this. So basically they create your roof into this energy creating, mechanism, right? Surely they must have the technology to create this stuff. They don't want to. They've never wanted to. The whole thing about climate change.
Yeah, they've kept the solar panels. I saw the CSIRO were doing foldable solar panels that you could put into your pocket like a decade or two ago, and never heard anything about that since then. It's like we still got the same. It might be designed a little bit different to look a bit more sleek with your house, but it's still the same bloody technology from 30 years ago. That's right. It just might be, you're just getting rebates from the government maybe. And it's like, it's so that they keep all the technology down. Then they blame us, and then they're like, we have to control you with the Great Reset. So, but of
course they do.
yeah, it's the whole thing. But we got to bring order out of chaos and all that. But yeah, it's like, because I've always been into sort of science fiction and fantasy, and it's like when you look at like books, it's like fiction. There is more truth in fiction than in like reality in real books, because like all books are biased. But a fiction writer can say the truth within a different realm. So it's like they can actually say the truth that's happening in reality. And so anyway, that's just kind of why I've been awakened to sort of, it's like, wait a minute, I've seen a lot of these things happen before, but it's like that was in a TV show or a book or some fantasy novel or something. It's like, wait a minute, we've
predictive programming.
Yeah, and it's like, we've learned this lesson. Why are we doing this? But yeah, I don't know.